Instructional Coaching, my gradual release of responsibility model lesson. Part 1 of 3, Focused Instruction. I do it. Again, today we're talking about rectangular prisms, all right? I can statements on the board over there. Would you read it to me?
I can find surface area of rectangular prisms.
I can find surface area of regular prisms. Rectangular prisms, okay? Now, you guys, what have you done in the past? It says right here, you've already found the areas of rectangles, squares. We've worked trapezoids, and we've got to use a formula. Now we're going to try to find the area of rectangular prisms. Why? Because you're going to have to solve a problem later on to see if you got enough wrapping paper. Just wrap a present. Okay? Yes, you are. Here we go. Things you might need to know vocabulary-wise. Surface area. What is surface area? Surface area is a solid of the sum of the areas of the outside of a surface. Okay? The outside surfaces are those things we also call the faces of a three-dimensional figure. A net. I don't know if we've worked with nets before, but what a net is just a two-dimensional representation. Here's my rectangular prism. Right? The 3D shape. When we unfold it, and Miss Vanna White is going to be showing you what it is. We got a rectangular prism over there, correct? Now she opened it up, unfolded it out, and it becomes a net. How many? It's got a top, a bottom, front, back, side, side. So when you open it out, it's always going to have six. Pretty simple, right? So the surface area of a rectangular prism is equal to the net, or all those surface areas, correct? This is in front of you to follow along, but finding the surface area of a rectangular prism. Step 1. We draw the net and find the area of each face. Again, we just had the example. 6 sides, correct? Everybody agree with me?
Yes.
All right. All right. Next step, let's see what's telling us what we got to do. The area of the top and the bottom. Now you notice this right here, it's color coded. But this would have been my top of my shape, and this would be my bottom. Now if you see, they said it was 6 times 4. Because I have my length.
Times what?
Right, very good. 6 and 4. What's 6 times 4?
24.
24, very good. Front and back, boom and boom.
18.
Because we've got a 6 times 3. Good job. I think you guys are getting a hint of this. And then we got to do either side.
12.
12. Why did you say 12?
Because 4 times 3 equals 12.
And what was 4? Why?
Times height.
Length times height, length times width. Yes. Okay, very good. Raising your hand out like people calling out. But a great job. Now step 2. Now we've got all these points. I remember when we were doing what we called the irregular shapes. We actually, when we solved for these, we actually wrote our numbers in there, right? So I could have went in here and put 24, 24, 18, 18, 12, and 12, right? I don't have to. Step 2, add all 6 faces. Why do I got to add 6 of them up?
Because that's how many you need in order to make the...
All right, Joseph. Say it again.
I said you need 6 faces because that's how many faces you need in order to make a rectangle.
Rectangular prism. And most of you guys said the same thing, didn't you? So we're all on the same page with that, and we're ready. So again, all I got to do, I got my 24, my 18 inch, but I have to add them up. But I got to remember, I can't. It's 2 of those. So I got 24 plus 24. Somebody got a calculator.
48.
100.
48 plus 18
36.
plus 18 plus 12 plus 12. How about that? All right, listen.
What?
48 plus 12.
I want everybody to do it on a calculator. Raise your hand when you got it done. Okay, here we go. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. Get ready. What's the number? Is everybody done? I don't see everybody having it. Okay, 1, 2, 3. What's the number?
108.
108. Very good. Now, is it just 108?
108 inches
Square.
Very good. Now, you see down here in the written form, we write square inches. But you know, if we're just doing it in numerical form or number form, what would I write behind this? Inches with the little 2, which is exponent, which means I know we've done it before. All right, that's one example. You're going to solve problems like that. I think you guys with that formula be able to do it. Next one, we're going to do it this way. You're going to find the surface area of a rectangular prism. How are we going to do this one? Let's see. What's it tell us to do? Someone's thinking there. Here's the solution. Do you remember before when we had to do rectangulars, trapezoids, triangles, we had different formulas, right? But we had different, thank you for saying that. We had all different formulas, didn't we? Because I could, for a triangle, I had to do something different than I had to do for a rectangle. All right, we're going to have another solution for this. See what it says. We're going to write the formula. And the formula is surface area equals 2 times length times width plus 2 times
Length times height plus 2 times width times height.
Tell you what, Ms. Bell's been teaching you these words, hasn't she?
I know.
And just in algebraic things, when these things are all together, that means to multiply. Whether you have a variable or an exponent, you get a number. Very good. So, just like we did before when you did the area of triangles and formulas, you're going to write the formula, and you got to what? Substitute the
Oh, I got it. So it's the
number for the
solution.
for the variable. Substitute the number. So I'm going to have 15 for my
L.
which is what?
Length.
2 for my
Width.
and 5 for my
Height.
Okay, we click it one more time. Okay, now I got a question for you. Do you see how we substituted it and put 15 for my length, 2 for my, you see it? I'm going to ask somebody. I have all those parentheses. Before we said if all the letters were together, that meant what? We had to
Multiply.
So what would you think if you had parentheses around things?
Multiply.
Multiply. You still multiply. Very good. Now this is something, Miss Bell might have already taught you that, and I'm not sure. There's 3 ways you can multiply, right?
Yep.
You had your little time sign. You like the way I did that?
And a
A
dot.
little bitty dot
And just put
or parentheses. They all mean what?
Multiply.
Okay. So sometimes I might write it like this. Sometimes on the board I might write the X. Sometimes I might put the little dot. So
It all means
all means the same. That's why I want to show you guys, because sometimes when I do it all different ways. So long as we know if you see 2 parentheses together, smack together means to.
multiply.
2 parentheses smack together means to what?
Multiply.
A dot in between means to.
Multiply.
An X in between means to.
Multiply.
Got a question?
I think I have another way you can multiply. You could put a number with an L on top, so I'm not sure.
Oh, well, I'm not sure, but I'll have to remind you later on. You can explain it to me and I'll see what you're doing. I'm not following you, but you might got an idea of something. One thing with math, and you always know there's more than one way to solve a problem, right? We're showing you 2 different ways here to solve for the surface area. Good thinking there. All right, next step. So we substitute all of our numbers. Now here comes the big thing. What do we got to do now? We said we got to.
Multiply.
What are you guys waiting for?
I done.
Very good.
I didn't. I didn't have to do it. 2.
So someone should be punching in their calculator 2 times 15 times 2. You got the whole thing, right? What's 2 times 15 times 2?
60.
60. Everybody agree with him?
Yes.
So we'll have, and then what? And then what's 2 times 15 times 5?
150.
150. Then what's 2 times 2 times 5?
230.
Okay, the total number is, Rusty was such in a hurry.
230.
Let's see if Rusty's right. We multiply all the steps. We got the 60, we got the 150, we got the 20. Then what do we got to do left?
Add.
Why do I got to add them?
You don't have to.
If we don't have all the information, and it tells us right there we got to do it. The answer is 230. 230 what?
230 squared.
Very good. And you guys can call out, we can still use inside voices. I got pretty good hearing, but I like the way you're all participating. Victoria, did you see that? I'm kind of blocking you, I'm sorry. Would you want to slide over just a little that way so I'm back getting noise to you? I'm sorry. Are you following along with us? You doing okay?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. So again, we're writing it out in written form. We're going to write 230 square meters. If it's in numerical form, you're just going to write 230. You're going to put your little m with the little, which is an exponent. Okay, I've showed you 2 different ways. You think you kind of got an understanding of it? You have that same information on your graphic organizer, right? Okay, I'm going to try to do 2 more problems. You're going to do them at your desk, and since you have the resource in front of you, and I might forget some of it, you're going to have to walk me through the steps. Fair enough? Focus instruction ends. Please continue to my gradual release of responsibility model lesson, part 2 of 3, guided instruction.